My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com.
It is currently 1:02 a.m. on Wednesday, June 15, 2022, and that is the Ontario Police Department hovering over, flying directly over my head at the museum, and doing so with amplified audible activity. And they're doing so while I am sleeping, and flying over, seeking to engage in what is this ongoing stalking conduct, and doing it loudly at a moment where the entity is watching me sleep and flies right over my head. That's what I'm capturing in audio. It's the Ontario Police Department flying over by a helicopter in engineered light. All right, engaging in what is ongoing obsessive stalking, not going anywhere. This is demonic pacing over my head and doing it with a helicopter. This is terrorism and ongoing monitoring by the Ontario Police Department. This is P.O.C.
(8F67971) 8BDA 980 9AUH 626 6WXV 672 7UCN 948 8PIU 118 8JKG 957 6YAJ 978 8EVD 120 6XAJ. I can't really see that when you score something. 19346C3 7MZE 388 7WFL 397 It's like Chaffee Joint Union High School crossing bathroom school bus. (8TGV) I can't really see the rest of it. 7GTS 812 and license 8MVA 659 6FTS 804 Student Transportation of America. See their license. 75913W2 8JLG 885, I believe. Yeah, I can't see that one clearly. 9AWG 411 Motor N at 111 Lemon Avenue. 4TKD 386 Omnitrans at bus 1220. They are loitering in relevant position with light activity. Okay, every minion at the bus stop that they're stopping at, necessarily so, although they're just merely operating a business, is monitoring with them under the fake sun at Metro 102, where the fake sun is over me while I'm walking past that apartment. This is the same street where I'm showing you video, where I'm standing from the vantage point facing the same apartment while the Ontario police fly over my head by helicopter after 6 o'clock in the evening after leaving the Ovid Family Community Library. This is the setting.
All right, it's currently 7:22 a.m. License, San Bernardino Sheriff, 1590360. It's a demon. Engaging in stalking 8708 2J2, I believe. I can't really see that, but I believe that's Greg Electric. Monitoring with the Sheriff's Department, 19150G3, 6WUZ 493, 8PLT 620, 8TPA 115, 8XTG 044. NFO 793, Florida, 27354P2, 8ECQ 664, 7KCV 617, 6SOE 922, stalking with light activity, and 28584A3. See, license 8LXT547. Yeah, NFQT93 is the correct Florida license plate. And it is currently 7:23 a.m. 17478G3, 70QC326, 7YPE499, excuse me, 7YPE499, 8BZD016. 7ZCU 232, 6DFW409, 33916M1. These demons are funny. 8ZZA324, 25477F3, 5ZSY419, 14127F3, AKDK, just 4 characters, 7XPJ373. 5NBM031, I believe, 8JNN633, and 7YPE499 is a demon stalking in the parking lot of B&G Plaza, keeping their foot on the brake. That's a demon stalking with light under the fake sun at 7:25 a.m. Alrighty, license plate. I can't really see that one. I'm at the B&G Plaza. Remember, when I get on a bus and I go somewhere at 7:25 in the morning, the fake sun's not remaining over some B&G Plaza, where this demon is engaging in the demonic behavioral pattern of stalking in the path with some method of light. A demon keeping their foot on the brake, 7YPE499. All right, the entity, when I'm getting on Route 61 and I'm at Mathis Brothers in that parking lot on Inland Empire Boulevard, I get off there and then I continue walking up the street and that fake sun's over my head. That's not over the B&G Plaza. That's stationary maintenance of the light source where I'm at, stalking clearly with what is an entire setting, terrorism, while demons are targeting you. 4SQL491, BR4LF. That's how you have, again, at the same plaza, the B&G Plaza, when I'm here in the middle of the day, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Fake sun is directly over the top of my head. And including while I'm here in the evening, and you have what is then supposedly sunlight touching all over the buildings, aiming into the depths of the store that I enter, Shiro's Liquor, not the sun. All right, stalking with light while demons are targeting you. All right, demonic activity, criminal monitoring. It is currently 7:27 a.m. 7:27 a.m. This is where the Ontario International Airport. Again, these are demons. Because what I'm exposing to you is what is terrorism, a demon-possessed population. And you're seeing the vast amount of demons. That's all it is. But that's exactly what's going on. A bunch of demons that are targeting you and they're engaging in criminal conduct. It's a criminalization of those demons' conduct system. And it's the state of California that happens to be amongst those demons. And that's why the Ontario International Airport is flying over the B&G Plaza where I'm located at the south side of my person, engaging in a donut conduct while the fake sun's over me at the B&G Plaza. It's 7:28 a.m. It's P.O.C. This is audible activity under the fake sun and indirected light. Omnitrends. License 1545837, bus 2360, monitoring with the same minions who you see grouped around the bus stop, engaged in surveillance. These are demons that are just merely bums stalking. All right, and they're doing so under the fake sun with the bus driver. That's a demon. Everybody getting on that bus, that's a demon. They're all monitoring together under the fake sun in this demonic environment as I'm exiting Showers Liquor. It's at 7:31 a.m. This is P.O.C. 8DQT685. 5AOJ032. 8AGB255. 3XHB700. 18119M3. Live. Yeah. An NFQ T93 is the Florida plate engaged in surveillance with Andy's Burgers. Going in the drive-thru is a demon stalking in the path. 4HGL544, 7EIY131, 6YTE737, 6CWT604, 48773R1, 9AZN866, 5WGK807, 04949A3, PARRA81, 8KZS449. 8XQT281, 8F94899, 8SYA889, 8LAS178, 7T48062, and it's 7:33 a.m. And I'm capturing images of what is the fake sun at 7:33 a.m. as I have walked away from the museum where the entity kept that fake sun hovering over the museum, over the side of the museum, very precise, not just over the building, and it's hovering. It's not at a distance over the Ontario Town Square townhomes where it is now over the street where I'm standing on Hope Boulevard. It's hovering over the building of the museum as I stand in front of it and aiming light as though that's sunlight, creating the shadow of those columns diagonally underneath the walkway. That's directed light. It has nothing to do with even the presence of the fake sun, by the way. It's a distinct method of keeping light specifically, and as you see as a pattern, underneath structures impossible. 7EZT723. It's literally just aiming additional light with regard to surrounding with that engineered light, which you are being pursued with. It's terrorism. It's demonic. And I'm also showing at this time, this is where I captured video at 7:33 in the morning days ago at the museum where I remain. As I leave from the museum today at 7:33 a.m. at the same time, I have walked down Hope Boulevard. I'm at the B&G Plaza, and all the entity is doing is keeping the fake sun in front of my face, right? Keeping it as I walk east toward the B&G Plaza, the fake sun is moving east, and west behind me, diagonally in the direction, which would be southwest diagonally. The fake sun is not hovering over the museum in the same way that you're looking at it when I'm at the museum and I'm capturing that video at 7:33 in the morning. And obviously, it's also not over Sam's Club gas station and at the Ontario Mills. All right, this is showing Stalking with the Fake Sun, 8PQA437, 8SSJ348, hence a demon, 7AVG478. Showing them in their pathetic posture, stalking you in drive-thrus, stalking you in libraries, 7SJM084, stalking you at red lights. It's ongoing obsessive presence. All right, 6S09148 by a bunch of demons. The demonic environment reveals the condition. 7ZBU923, 8XMK470. And it's currently 7:35 a.m. and I did capture the image of that fake sun. Which is speaking to the ongoing stalking system remaining underway to date. License plate AIDRETE 7PLC 436. Seven CXX 826. 6LUV 662, 6UOK 238, 0678. I can't really see the rest of them. You can spec something. It is 7:37 a.m. Now, of course, contrary to what I documented when I went to clearly the Ontario Mills, and I remain there, and the fake sun remains over me as I'm standing in front of the Broadway store of the Ontario Mills Mall. I'm standing at the McDonald's area. I'm standing clearly at the Westcom Bank, the 76 gas station. I'm taking pictures of the fake sun all over me, over that area, remaining till well after 9 a.m. Okay, that's not going to happen when I remain on this same block. Okay, north of the location of the museum, where the entity keeps the fake sun at the same location. That is not at the same time en route over me moving while I'm on public transportation, while I'm at that location of the Ontario Mills. And it's the same with going to Chino, it's the same with going to Upland, etc. Okay, and the entity will keep that fake sun, not just with regard to what I documented, while I am at the same time in a distinct location where the sun is not hovering over me and hovering over that location, as I clearly documented, but it's also, the sun is also not remaining at either of those locations, nor at the same time for the duration of the day, which is what the entity is doing with a fake sun, as I document that. It's a scientific impossibility. This is terrorism, as I'm capturing this scientific impossibility. Understand how you're translating this conduct, which is demonic, into a prosecution. All right, that real life people whose condition is not concealed and it's legally relevant, all right, will be what is objective evidence in the federal tribunal. Okay, it is currently 7:38 a.m. 98354U2, and I didn't read this last one. 7NLB 309, 4NHC 696, and 7KMT 006. Group stalking with vehicle 1032. The demons of the Ontario Police. While directed light covers the street of Plum. All right, and that's why you're disbanding. When you're documenting the city engaged in this, automatically that city police, you know what's wrong with them and you know what they're doing. And you can look at Satan in their face and investigate them. Look into any allegations of with regard to their corroborating evidence of corruption. But you know exactly what their condition is and what they're doing, and they're engaged in monitoring, keeping American citizens in surveillance. 8PUR 716, 7TPA 418. You know that automatically. It is currently 7:40 a.m. But where there's smoke, all right. I mean, here you're talking about what is there's. We're not even going to use that saying because this is not a matter of being smoked. This is the fire. Okay, I showed you plain fire. Okay, but usually where there's smoke, there's fire, and you can know what I'm revealing to you, which is demonic. These are the secrets of Satan. This is a secret society, as they refer to it. But there's nothing sophisticated about this secret society. It's not intelligent. It's not whatsoever. I've shown you what is a matter of serious issues with regard to when you're paying attention. It is glaring evidence of what is clearly impossible to ever naturally occur. You are telling your own secrets when you expose that. When you want to terrorize, you terrorize the wrong person. So when you want to stalk and molest me with directed light, I'm going to capture that on video and publish it across the world. Because everybody needs to know what Satan is doing. That's demonic. And demonic is not a question. Demonic is not some theory. Demonic is real, okay? And demonic has a source. And it's nothing to fear. It's something to speak about. Make sure everybody knows that. 2279782. And so directed light, that's speaking to what is something that the entity is directly engaged in. It's directly relevant to criminal conduct. Criminal activity. You know what the intent behind stalking somebody with directed light is? Light dancing on walls, moving all about and you're looking around like, what the heck how does that even happen? Oh, you're intending to scare the crap out of somebody. You're intending to defame them. Who are they going to allege that to? How do they even describe that? Understand, you need to empathize with what is the position of the plight of the ordinary targeted individual. That's what this is speaking to. That's why such psychopaths are going themselves to sit in mental institutions. That's the malice of the system. Satan belongs in that mental institution. Satan itself belongs in. And guess what? Satan's name, 8RKT587, 8VPD021, sitting around stalking in plain sight, thinking that they will terrorize you in the environment that they are stalking you in. I don't think so. You will sit in a you will sit in federal prison while you want to do that with the police. That's what they're doing in this parking lot. 7HDH892, 8JLD112, including 6RDZ853. Okay? And this is an old geezer. Liver spots, wrinkles, gray hair, old as dirt, Satan listening to every word, engaging in surveillance with the Ontario Police, 6RDZ853. License 8CKX233, engaging in surveillance in the parking lot where a fake sun remains over me. All right, nowhere near what is any other city. It's remaining over me as I'm walking through a specific parking lot. License 5EZM554, 5MBN577, 8BSL405, with a demon-possessed city police who are pacing all around me and maintaining presence vicariously while demons sit around in a parking lot like this old geezer outside of a senior center. You think I'm going to treat them, or shall federal law in any way treat this old geezer who's 55 plus over different than any other minion? That's who you would in your mind in ignorance treat differently or consider differently because maybe they have tattoos on their face. All right, or maybe they speak a lot with ebonics or slang, all right, or maybe they've never, maybe they're somebody that's homeless on the street, and you have some preconceived notion about what is somebody that is engaged, that's a criminal or that's dangerous. Let me tell you something. That demon engaging in surveillance that I just captured right now, that's a danger. That's a threat. That's Satan. Satan doesn't have a race or an age, and not only that, let me be clear. That's the legal argument. This is Satan. This is demon possession. I've shown you the threat to the public that the demon possessed are. Not only that, they're engaged in criminal monitoring. They are a criminal by definition. Thirdly, they are also a threat while they are stalking vicariously on behalf of the state, on behalf of real life minions that are the police department. That's a threat on multiple levels. And this is speaking to everything that you have been conditioned to consider, especially which is deliberate with regard to what you're looking at on the news. Oh, you've been conditioned in your mind to consider things in a certain way. To consider things in a certain way. And it serves Satan's purposes. I want to be clear. All right, but this is speaking to what is the actual threat. And it's not based on anything that you would ordinarily analyze. If you're even analyzing, you're just looking at things on the surface and you are ignorant about what are relevant details. And it's speaking to what is a highly malicious system that is able to exist. All right, these are demons, and that's a threat. That is a very real threat subject to what is federal prosecution, but this is a threat that an ordinary target individual is subject to. And you're talking about what is based on a satanic targeting system where all of the government, the state itself is maintaining deliberate presence around you while following you around with what is an entirely artificial environment. And it's artificial with regard to it is literally a scientific impossibility, the fact that I am documenting the maintenance of a light source that would otherwise be referred to as the sun. And let me also be clear, but for documentation and evidence of the impossibility, you are talking about, again, the defamation of the targeted individual, of the one alleging, in whatever words that they would use to describe what they're subject to, all right? And that is tragic. That's what I'm saying, that's tragic. So like I said, I am one who is documenting and exposing. I'm also advocating because I see what, having been subject to it, I see exactly what the ordinary target individual is subject to, and it is entirely unjust, entirely. And this is why additional policy is absolutely necessary. You're going to put the actual crazy people where they belong in mental institutions. You're going to put criminals where they belong in federal prison. And criminals, contrary to what you have been told, what you would ordinarily assume even, okay, is a criminal. Guess what? Everybody in relevant position is a criminal. They're all engaged in criminal monitoring. That is right now a very serious federal crime. And they're doing it in plain sight. That's called impunity. And there are a bunch of demons doing it. They're not just criminals. This is evil. These are a bunch of demons, a bunch of hollow zombies, and they're stalking someone, stalking one person together. That's entirely demented. That's the system of group stalking. Anyway, it's currently 7:47 a.m. and I am at the side of the Ovid Family Community Library under the fake sun. And I captured images of that at 7:47 a.m. The entity's fake son is on the same side of the Ovid Family Community Library at no time, and you'll see those in pictures. And so I'm also taking a picture of what is the front of the library, because this is the entity keeps the fake son over the side of this library, where it is present now because I have walked over here at this time. At this time, it is not possibly over at the 7-Eleven in Upland, California, after getting on Route 83. The entity is moving that fake sun in the direction north. It's not moving in the direction east to be anywhere over the B&G Plaza, diagonal to where I'm standing on the sidewalk in front of the entity. None of that is happening. The entity's fake sun is moving as I move from city to city, from location to location, from corner to corner, from parking lot to sidewalk, just like the demons of the Ontario Police, whose vehicle number I recited, while they're stalking on B Street, while that fake sun's over my head, while the people of the state, a bunch of demons, are engaging in surveillance, walking around, driving around, sitting around in their cars. They're demons that are maintaining ongoing presence. And this is exactly what they're doing while I'm inside of a building, this same building where the entity is keeping a fake sun. As I step out of this same building, and you're talking about 1:17 in the afternoon, that's just one example. So right now it's at the side of the library, and at 1:17 the sun would be over my head, over the top of my head at the entrance. No, that's not the sun. Okay, that's the pattern of conduct. That's the P.O.C. It is currently 7:48 a.m. Alrighty, I do want to document 7:53 a.m. the Ontario Fire Department at 425 East B Street engaging in criminal summoning. And immediately you have the Ontario International Airport engaging in the use of a plane, which it's repeating right now seconds later, over the Ontario Senior Center, making a U-turn right in alignment with me where I stand at 7:53. This is less than 2 minutes later. It's about 45 seconds later. That's Southwest Airlines that is proceeding south over the 280 Northland Apartments. And that is, again, patrolling by airplane. That is criminal summoning by the Ontario International Airport. This is terrorism. It's also terrorism while they're using commercial airplanes, stalking an American citizen. It's also terrorism while they are stalking an American citizen using commercial airline planes, amplified audible activity, while the entity is stalking with sirens, for example, and also on behalf and in concert with the demon-possessed law enforcement agency, the Ontario Police Department and the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. All right, it is currently 7:56 a.m. and the demon-possessed, as I took a picture of this demon's pushing a little stroller, he's just crossing path. The fake sun is over the Ovid Family Community Library, as I captured images of. So they're walking around back and forth. This is pacing in engineered light. They're creating activity. They're monitoring while they are moving around, pacing. Demons are pacing in this engineered light while the fake sun remains over. It's also the identification of demons. Those are demons that are flying planes, and that venue is specifically identifying the Ontario International Airport, including the company Southwest Airlines. And they're engaging in criminal summoning the Ontario Senior Center, where those demons are engaging in surveillance, sitting in their vehicles in the parking lot. That's what I'm capturing. They're monitoring. All right, the Metro 102 apartments, where the entity is doing a U-turn, doing a donut over the Senior Center, over the Metro 102 parking lot. The Ontario City Hall is engaged in criminal monitoring and criminal summoning. The Ontario Fire Department, again, at 425 East B Street, engaging in criminal summoning. The entity surrounding with the sound of sirens, immediately following with what is the demonic conduct of stalking by commercial airline planes at 7:53, and again at 7:55 a.m. Southwest Airlines, the same facilitating venue, the Ontario International Airport. It's 7:57 a.m. This is P.O.C. (8:25 a.m.) Fake sun, directed light, amplified audible activity. The Ontario International Airport, stalking. That's amplification, loud rumbling sound. There's no plane taking off over here. This is demonic. 8:25 a.m. And again, that's only cutting short because I'm recording. Satan is a psychopath, okay? The entity engaging in what is super amplified audible activity with the intent to terrorize and harass, while it's aware that there's no microphone capturing it, there's no video running, okay? And then the petty side of Satan, this is also relevant to terrorism, will then go out of its way to engage in ongoing stalking while it knows that you are documenting. And why? Because it's a stalker, but also because it's engaging in what is the self-destructive method of trying to contradict every point, which you can't. Because the greater point that you're a stalker, that you're engaging in what is federal group stalking and monitoring, is what you're establishing while you're seeking to rebut one minor point, the fact that you are, in fact, limiting your conduct, reducing it, muting it, if you will, when you are aware of the fact that it's being documented. Okay, but it's not proving any point. I'll show you what it's proving. It's proving that you're a psychopath and you are a stalker. That's what that evidence is proving. That pattern proves. It's 8:26 a.m. That's the Ontario International Airport. All right, less than 30 seconds later, 8:27 a.m. right now. This has nothing to do with commercial airline planes taking off. This is stalking. Under the fake sun in direct light. And that's why those old geezers covered in liver spots, even crawling around with canes, they're disgusting creatures whose form you cannot see in the spirit. They're demons stalking me in a parking lot. That's why they don't mind planes, the Ontario International Airport, hovering over their apartment building. That's why. That's why they don't mind the Ontario Police Department flying over in circles, flying over them, over their apartment building by helicopter. That's why. Because they're monitoring. It's 8:27 a.m. 8:29 a.m. Army of demons just following with noise, keeping noise, ongoing. And that's even amplification of the sound of gardeners. The sound is bouncing off of the glass. You can place sound. It's very targeted. And again, everything that you're hearing under the fake sun reveals a stalker. Everything. And that's the Ontario International Airport monitoring crossing path. It's 8:30 a.m. That's the company Southwest Airlines. And these demons are in perfect alignment, stalking, cutting down a tree while they're stalking in the path. It's audible activity. It's the same duo, the City of Ontario. They're going to federal prison. They cannot get enough. Engaging in criminal summoning. What do you think they're doing? They're stalking. They're doing so with the Ontario Police Department. And this is the one, again, the one with the tattoo on the neck, wearing the farmer's hat, stalking in the path, under the fake sun and in directed light. You have the demon out of Page One Cafe using a leaf blower. You have the City of Ontario coming in, engaging in the same thing, the maintenance of noise. And this is the City of Ontario that is driving nothing other than vehicles of the municipality engaging in state surveillance and terrorism. The company Southwest Airlines, that is the venue of the Ontario International Airport, crossing path, monitoring with those demons surrounding with audible activity. That's group stalking. It is currently 8:31 a.m. And you can see the fake sun right over my head while those demons are using nothing other than a means of noise. And those two particular actors documented heavily, including on June 18, 2021, when they engaged in kidnapping, and they are still monitoring and group stalking with the same police department to date after having engaged in kidnapping. And this is why, on many other grounds, they are going to federal prison. All right, it is 8:32 a.m. and this is P.O.C. That's the City of Ontario. Okay, demonic pacing. This is what I'm capturing in still images. This is a very, very sick individual. And this is, you need to understand, what I'm revealing about a population is what I'm capturing in the conduct of this demon that is pacing back and forth, walking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. This is terrorism while a demon-possessed population is stalking you. This is what the people of the state are doing all day, all night, by the way. This is a demon that's engaging in this pacing conduct. This is occurring in concert with the Ontario International Airport that is pacing using commercial airline planes, which I also capture in an image. And you're also looking at what is the fake sun that remains over the side of the Over Family Community Library. Under no circumstances would this be the sun. For example, when I went to the Ontario Mills, I'm on public transportation. The fake sun's over me at La Quinta Inn at Haven, and Inland Empire Boulevard. It's over me at the Ontario International Airport. I'm en route to this venue where I'm sitting now, where I have not gotten on any bus whatsoever. This is the case when I'm in Chino, California, when I'm getting on the bus from Ontario, going to Upland, going back to Chino, and then remaining in Chino. This is the environment. This is entirely sick conduct. The entity seeks to appropriate, if you will, this sort of sick conduct of pacing because this is what demons are doing in engineered light. This is why they have multiple shadows, for example, inside of the venue. This is why the Upland Public Library maintained directed light, which is supposed to be the form of, that's the sun that's remaining over the roof of the Upland Public Library all day long, and that's supposed to be sunlight that's remaining on the floors, on the walls, upward on the doors, all manner of just all sorts of acrobats with light inside of that venue, while demons are pacing. Okay, and so this is what they seek to appropriate, pushing around a book cart that's supposed to look normal. Engaging in what is having a conversation, wearing a suit. These are the disguises, if you will, but they're not disguises. The light activity, the environment is showing you exactly what they are, and it's showing what's very, very sick conduct. And this psychopath is, and that's what a psychopath does, it engages in this sort of demented conduct for a criminal purpose, also with knowledge of the fact that it's being captured, all right? And also they're being surrounded with what is legislation. What they're engaging in is not only demonic, you don't have a right to engage in what is demonic conduct that's serving a criminal purpose, and it's also that demonic conduct that's practiced by an entity is terrorism. In the same way that a gang engages in sort of, for example, claiming any sort of boulevard or avenue or street, corner, block, and they engage in any sort of violence, any sort of show of force in order to enforce their unofficial claim of some sort of area or property. These are demons that are engaging in what is group conduct, very, very demented, and it is a threat to your safety while they engage in this very, very demented conduct. It's literally a threat when you are looking at somebody that's engaging in freakish conduct, and it's a threat to your safety when you're looking at and it's combined with what is the stalking activity by the demon-possessed law enforcement. It's combined with what is the demonic environment where light is always remaining around you and on you, literally following you, invading and violating you. And then you have what are psychopaths that are surrounding you. Let me tell you something else. It's also a threat while the entity seeks to appropriate their demented conduct. So this is a stalker that works in the library, for example, and wants to appear as though while they are totally stalking you, demons doing so, and they seek to engage in what is the use of their job to engage in the exact same conduct. That's a threat to your life. That's the malice, right? And that's the Ontario International Airport directly engaged in that pacing conduct, terrorism by the airports. This is the pattern of conduct of federal group stalking and monitoring. And so this demon is walking back and forth on my right side, walking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. This is Satan. Okay, and this is what demons are doing collectively. This is what a demon is doing right here on the side of me, and this is where the entity is keeping the fake sun right above me. This is where the demons of the Ontario International Airport are flying right behind me. This is where the Ontario International Airport is, the Ontario Police Department is remaining present vicariously through these demons that engage in that conduct. The Ontario Police Department remains around right now. They're stalking. They're always stalking. I document them when they're stalking directly. All right. When I'm witnessing those demons in my path, they maintain presence vicariously. That's what group stalking is. But they're also present in relevant position, monitoring with this demon that's pacing. And this is the prosecution of an entity. This is how they're going to be prosecuted as terrorists. This is a direct threat to your safety. This is what they're doing while you are on a bus. Getting on and off the bus is pacing under the fake sun and indirected light. It's the conduct of a psychopath, and you're looking at what is absolutely in no way whatsoever normal, but how the demon-possessed population, the secret society, demon-possessed minions engaging in what is monitoring and targeting you, stalking you, seek to appropriate that while they are engaging in this system together. All right. It is currently 9:30 a.m. That's some insight with the images that I captured. And this is a psychopath that engages in that ongoing stalking conduct. This is the entity that is stalking in bathrooms. That demented actor that is stalking knows what I'm doing with my panties, because you need to wrap your mind around that. That's a sex offender. That's a demented actor. This is why the demon-possessed population literally need to be and shall be separated. They are a threat to the public. They are violent sex offenders. They are in every way malicious actors and seeking to and showing their determination to engage in criminal conduct that is no longer covert. It's not a secret, and also showing it's not even intelligent. Anyone is able to understand and recognize what you're subject to. All right. It's currently 9:31 a.m. This is P.O.C. All right, seconds later, 9:31 a.m. This is the Ontario International Airport, ushering planes. This is not Vietnam. They're not taking off. They're not rising in elevation. It's audible activity. It's demonic. And this is why the Ontario International Airport knows that its stalking conduct is being documented. That's grounds of federal prison. Because those who are going to federal prison, with regard to what the Ontario International Airport is doing, I'm documenting, and it's relevant to how long they're going to sit in federal prison and in mental institutions. It's 9:32 a.m. This is P.O.C. It is 1:40 p.m. Vanity's fake sun remains over the same venue, the other family community library. And it is directly above my head as I stand at the entrance, and then as I walk away from the entrance, it remains over my head as I walk away from the building, whereas it's remained over the building since before 8 o'clock this morning. License ATQM436BLXSICN. That's entirely demonic, what I just recited, which are facts. It's documented. 6P47065, 7BWS876, 42667H1, 7VOF383, 7MSW822. Let me see, 7MSW822, 4TGH915, engaging in criminal surveillance with the rest of these demons, entering into the venue of the library for that criminal purpose on behalf of the police, engaging in ongoing terrorism, 7RGF080. Engaging in surveillance, a demon, engaging in the pathetic conduct of sitting in a car, engaging in surveillance in a parking garage, monitoring me while I'm sitting inside of a library, while demons are pacing all around me inside of the building. This demon's license plate, 7CFZ379, 8SHB672, 8RCK280, 8YUL393, and the Ontario International Airport, sitting planes under the same fake sun that's over me at the same venue. That's why you're talking about the Ontario International Airport, and when you are dealing with that prosecution, they're going to federal prison. Bunch of sickos. 5HFK157. You got demons filling a parking garage. Engaged in criminal surveillance. 7KYV375. 7KYV375. 4HKA430. 8ZVD832. 8HRX157, 8ZXX989, 6AAG197. They are all sitting in their cars engaged in surveillance. 5, and this is the same parking garage where I showed you the impossible light inside of the depths of that parking garage. That's exactly what they're doing. 8FJC480, 8GQX121. And this is what is a secret society. They are pathetic beings. They belong in mental institutions. Spending the entirety of their day, this is what they're doing with their life. All right, and the outward veneer is that this is normal life, everyday society. It's not. It's obsessive stalking by demon-possessed population. It's a massive system. 8JID449, 8LER419. And that's exactly why you have what is the light activity around me. Impossible light activity, abnormal light activity. No light bulb that you'll buy at Walmart, all right? For example, and I'm just giving you an example, any store, at Lowe's, light bulbs, normal light, do not create multiple shadows, crooked shadows, perpendicular shadows, and large shadows. That's demonic, okay? 8LER419, 5RRS258, 8TIS728, 8GYE330, 6BFG341, 6ETP013, 8XXE922, 6YNL889, 8JAU068, 7RKF292, 8UYS050, 7UDH689. And that's also why you have, again, as I capture the fake sun over my head as I'm at this same venue early in the morning, and I step out at 1:40 in the afternoon. And what do you have? The light source, which is not possibly the sun, is not over the roof of the Upland Public Library, aiming any sunlight through those windows, creating those patterns of light on the staircase and on the walls and on the roof. It's remaining over the Ovid Family Community Library and directly over my head. City of Ontario engaging in surveillance using multiple dumpster trucks with flashing light. Those are demons. City of Ontario. They are monitoring while I document their criminal activity. This is federal prison. That's the municipality engaging in state surveillance with impunity. Securitas, the same security officer following me into the bathroom, standing outside, group stalking. Following outside again, and she is monitoring while she's standing at the entrance. She's on surveillance camera just like every other minion. License 92054R2, 4WOR972, BHF 287, 7XJM 214, 8WPB 804, 7HSD 994, 7RJZ 020, 6WDK 168, 7AVD 467, 6ZBX 711, 8V7D 212, 8FIK 412, 8JVL 217. And this is the reality of the demon-possessed engaging in surveillance at the Ontario Town Square. This address is published on my website already. This is relevant positioning, and this is what I include when I'm documenting where I'm at. So I was at the Ovitt Family Community Library. The Ontario Town Square is a state facilitating venue that is also documented today, which is revealing where federal stalking is underway, June 15, 2022. And that's exactly what they're doing at the Ontario Town Square. That's why the fake sun remains over the Ovitt Family Community Library, not just over the library, but over my head at this library, where the sun would not be present still after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, this is the reality of the demon possessed. This is the criminal setting. This is the revealing of demonic activity. This is, by the way, the objective proof of demon possession. If you did not ever know, this is what it is. This is how you are aware of it. And it is that which is the evidence of the impossibility. The very environment itself is a proof of it. The demon possessed are in it. 14201U2, directed light while that demon drives by. That's terrorism, driving a white Dodge Ram van. It's 1:47 p.m. Pacing with another demon, license. Ontario Town Square, that's monitoring, using music now to create audible activity. License 8RIR862. Ontario Town Square is a function of the City of Ontario that's going to be prosecuted. The municipality, using their dumpster trucks, using their demon-possessed employees, and monitoring with the Ontario Police. Here you go. 1:48 p.m. They're going to federal prison. License 1541759, overweight Caucasian male, vehicle 1892. Monitoring 6DWK168 is now creating light activity after engaging in what is surveillance. They're monitoring together. They're creating light activity as they are reversing with the Ontario Police in front of them. It is currently 1:48 p.m. Showing you the fake sun that is no longer over the Ovitt Family Community Library entrance. You see it right over my head where the City of Ontario is monitoring with the federal government, that is the United States Postal Service. Playing music in the background while the police drive by, that's called malice. They'll be going to federal prison. I'll be handling that. This is P.O.C. This is United States Postal Service. Let me show you. United States Postal Service, this is a white van, vehicle 2325099. And is engaging in what is demonic pacing. The fake sun is right over my head while I'm capturing this dark-skinned male, perhaps Middle Eastern, perhaps Latino, driving a vehicle which is the federal government stalking, representing the United States Postal Service with the Ontario Police, and with the people of the state as well. It is currently, by the way, 1:49 p.m. and what you'll see in images is the fake sun that's no longer at the entrance area. I'm standing at the entrance where I'm taking a picture. It's directly over my head where you hear these demons playing music. 8SWD714, you know what that is? It's audible activity in engineered light. That's what it is. That's the demon that's using a leaf blower, stalking an engineered light. That's exactly what these demons are doing at the Ontario Town Square. 7XGJ306, 03843X1, 7WSM336. $7GKN309, Wells Fargo, all of them. Right here at the same C Street where the fake sun is over me as I'm capturing at approximately 9:45 in the morning at this same venue. No, that's not the sun. And you also know that even while I'm at the Ovitt Family Community Library, but I captured a specific video at the same property, which is speaking to that ongoing environment, and you have no protection, your work schedule. It's proof of presence engaging in a state system of surveillance where you're monitoring with the Ontario Police who are driving by. That's a system in operation. And you will go to federal prison for it. 7YZL974, 4WRS494, that's the malice of the system. And that is making sure everybody is subject to justice. You're not going to avoid it. 7JMB109, 8YVU995, 1690027. It is 1:51 p.m. American Medical Response, those demons are crossing path. License plate, BF50K69 paper, 8XQG032, 8TBZ246, 42416V1. Alrighty, and for those witnessing this ongoing continuity of consistent documentation capturing what's demonic activity, as I remain subject to it every day, okay? Documenting a ceaseless pattern of conduct, which is speaking to a whole lot of people that are going to pay under federal law, going to prosecute an entire government, an entire government, and the people of the state who are in the shoes of the government. A lot of people are going to federal prison because you're subject to what is a ceaseless criminal act, which is a threat to your life. So this is a threat to my life, while they know the fact that they're being documented. ATBZ246. It's called impunity. Called impunity. So where the government wants to threaten your life and it's not deterred enough by the fact that you are aware and are documenting it, although that's speaking to what is you're begging for time in federal prison. 028T19 Nevada. Okay, and that's what the Ontario Police Department has demonstrated for years. I mean, you're talking about absolute illegitimacy entirely. Okay, having absolutely no basis to exist under no circumstances whatsoever. There is not one existing basis upon which it should continue. I don't even mean firing everybody, putting them in federal prison, remove the Ontario Police Department altogether is what's going to happen. License plate. U.S.C. FAM3, that's black on black crime, a black-faced demon monitoring another black woman with the alleged oppressor, the white police officer who's crossing path with him. They're demons stalking and monitoring together with children, which is what this third party is doing. 6CLR058. And everywhere that I stood on the grounds of the Ontario Town Square, that's exactly where I stood at before 8 o'clock in the morning just the other day when I was reminding you about the Chino, where I was not located, where the Ontario Police Department were stalking by helicopter. And I was taking pictures at 8:39 in the morning, reminding you I'm at Stater Brothers in Chino, but yet it's over my head at Ontario Town Square. That Ontario Town Square where I stood right now, it's 1:54 in the afternoon. The sun is in the same position as it is in the morning. Okay, as I captured, that was just days ago. Speaking to what is stalking with a fake sun. Alrighty, there is no mistake with regard to what I'm capturing, what I'm documenting, what I have fully proven already, and I'm speaking to what I will, how you are necessarily, well, you're witnessing me do it, and you're witnessing me substantiate what needs to be done, what shall be done to deal with Satan and prosecute Satan, and I'm speaking about what's punishment. There is no other, when you understand the level of malice, what this entity seeks to engage into a person, even a person like myself who knows the law, I know my rights, and the level of criminal conduct that I was subject to, that's speaking to a level of audacity. You have such audacity against someone like myself. Imagine what they're doing to people who are ignorant of their rights, who don't even know anything about what the government should and should not be doing while they remain subject to it. 7ZAC606, a demon, directed light while they're driving in a parking lot, waiting for me to walk back here to engage in that activity creation. And this is the old, wrinkly, gray-haired minion. Okay, a white woman. FB474 with a minor child stalking. Another geezer with liver spots stalking with a minor child. License 8BKW200-54992D2, 6UZA717, 8LPA518, U.S.C MSW2, 6CDR611, 7VMV296. That's the Ontario International Airport. Oh, under the fake sun on the south side of my person, amplified audible activity where there are no planes taking off over the Ovid Family Community Library. The Ontario International Airport is a group stalker. 6UOE205, 7ZAC606 is now driving on the street, crossing path again. MYY397. And again, while the fake sun's over my head in this parking lot, already documented the entity keeping the fake sun over my head in this parking lot at 10 o'clock in the morning.
When I was giving you another comparison, oh, the fake sun's over the entrance of my head, over the entrance, over the top of my head. Because remember, at that same location, let's see, 8 o'clock in the morning, all the entity is doing is keeping it in alignment with my face. It moves to be over the very top of my head. And you can see that where, for example, if I stand across the street from the Ovid Family Community Library, the entity will keep the fake sun right over the Ovid Family Community Library. And then if I stand, let's say 2 hours later at the very entrance where I captured that fake sun location, the fake sun is at the same address, the same location of the Ovid Family Community Library. It's over the top of my head as I stand there at the property at the Ovid Family Community Library. All right, facing what is across the street where I took pictures of it, for example, like 2 hours earlier. That's what the entity is doing with the fake sun. That's all you're paying attention to. It's not going anywhere. It's remaining over me. And that's literally the tactic. License 6GBD556, 6MYY397, 8FXY391, 8ROY394, 8UAD514, 8TBF539, 7TDH530, 7UQM322, 6NCT347, 8YLT236, 6TXE350, in case I didn't read these, GRG, GKG, I believe. Let me get this license plate again. 7SLT682. This minion's license plate, I've read it so many times. Yeah, GRG, GKG. City of Ontario engaging in surveillance. I don't even need their license plate. This is the municipality. The Ontario City Hall is engaging in state surveillance. The fake sun is over me. They're in relevant position. They're engaged in criminal conduct. They're a bunch of demons that fill a function of the local government, the City of Ontario, but you already know that. The entity is keeping a fake sun over me everywhere I'm going in Ontario. So I want to let you know, this is letting you know about the government, every level of government. It's letting you know about any sheriff's department, any police department. This is revealing what's going on amongst a people and a government when I have shown you what is the setting. And there is no exception. I've also shown you that. I have belabored the point. There is no exception with regard to what is the precise formula whereby you are capable of identifying the demon possessed who seek to hide their condition. You cannot hide it. You cannot deny it. Satan will. But you don't have to have a conversation with Satan about its condition that you're aware of. You know Satan by what it's doing, not by the lies that it's speaking. Remember, the lies that Satan speaks is nothing but audible activity while Satan is stalking and monitoring you, which you were formerly ignorant of. You're not ignorant about that anymore. All right, and so you're talking about what is directed light conduct, which is a fact. You're talking about what is the fake sun, okay? You don't have to have a conversation with Satan about that. It's something that you know. You're witnessing the environment. So you don't even have to address the venue that is the Ontario City Hall to know exactly what they are. Those are demons that fill a city hall, a city council, sitting on the Ontario City Council. All of them, every single last one of them. That's why this corrupt system is underway in the city of Ontario, by the way. That's what logically follows. They're not ignorant. Okay, they're not ignorant about what the demon-possessed Ontario Police Department are doing. While they're flying over the Ovid Family Community Library, feet away from the Ontario City Hall, those demons are monitoring as well. Okay, license plate, 8SRV642, 8SOR387, 8EAX648, 6VNM188, 7UQ, oh, I already read that one, 8CEE012, 8HAL868, 8TBF539, 7TQM468, 8LWG968, 7HPF865, 9APZ584, 7TDH530, 8FXY391, 6MYY397. All right, I'm walking down another aisle, so that's the reason if I am walking in a parking lot and I'm repeating, license plates right now that I may have immediately read again, but I want to make sure I get all of these because ordinarily that's not necessarily the case. You have demons that are stalking and you're going to prosecute for that while they engage in repeatedly crossing path. But right now I am the one that's in control of what I'm reading because I'm walking down the aisles and I might repeat. So I want to make sure I note that. 6GBD556, 6ALG06L. And the Ontario Police Department are group stalking with LORRAINE, standing in the little C circle, seeking to engage in what is any method of what is harassment. That's Satan that wants me to see them in a police uniform while they're stalking. That's the conduct of an entity that has already conceded that it is, you're done. 7X88210, but has yet to recognize the damning evidence that it's providing against its criminal counterpart. 5EGK236, 6PSU463, 76882M2. And they're monitoring with the Ontario International Airport. 6ALG064, 5AXU441, 7HPF865, 5TQS003, 8YGF540, 8BQY986. And this is exactly what's underway while my panties are down in the bathroom.
The Ontario International Airport is monitoring, engaging in what is criminal monitoring, stalking me in relevant position, demons flying these planes, knowing what I'm doing in the airspace, understand that what these demons are doing. This is the reality of demonic activity. The demon working at the circulation desk, the demon entering inside of the library at the circulation desk in the form of a patron, the demon stalking in the parking garage, sitting in their car, the demon sitting in the police vehicle around the corner, monitoring with the rest of these demons pacing around me, the demon sitting on the computer while I'm inside of the bathroom and in the process of pulling my panties down. This is Satan that knows what I'm doing as I'm doing it. The demon that's flying an airplane over the building. They know what I'm doing. You're dealing with Satan. So first of all, there's that. And second of all, that's not a prosecute. You're able to prosecute for what is a sex offender, not based on intuitive knowledge that I've just pointed out. You know this because of their pattern of conduct. They're stalking with audible activity. Like I said, while I sit at a computer and these demons engage in the demonic behavior of stalking with activity, you're speaking to what is knowledge of what I'm doing as I'm doing it, even while Satan is keeping its face in an opposite direction, because their form is that they're not stalking you. You're hallucinating. You're paranoid. You're looking too deep into things while they're engaging what is a pattern of stalking with noise and engineered light. All right, doing so on an ongoing basis. That pattern of conduct follows in a bathroom where a sex offender, that is a demon-possessed group stalker, maintaining presence on behalf of the entity that is stalking with planes and helicopters, all right, are engaged in what is a massive invasion of your privacy, having no interest legitimately in what's going on with your panties. Okay, that's a sex offender that's going to be prosecuted. A license 8 NPB 108, 7 VCL 315, 8 WDA 641, 7 RXV 901, QUIZZZY. 7 TGZ 690, 8 EAX 648. That's the City of Ontario. This is Tanya. She's inside group stalking with the Ontario Police. She's going to federal prison. But not only that, she's going to federal prison because she's engaged in multiple acts of criminal summoning, waging false allegations while she's monitoring me, seeking to obstruct justice, engaging in what is that ongoing act of impunity while you are entirely threatening with the state that is, again, providing ongoing evidence as to their stalking conduct, which they are continuously engaging in. The Ontario Police are right now stalking under the fake sun at University of LORRAINE. I'm going to prosecute Tanya for that. Her license plate 5CEY 470, 7L09 839. See, license plate. (8PAE358) 16864M2. And again, the same license plate, license 1462879, vehicle 1822. That's the Ontario Police, parked in relevant position at the University of LORRAINE, the College of Law, University of LORRAINE, facilitating venue, where a bunch of inept minions, all right, unfit to practice law, literally engaging in criminal conduct while they seek to study the law. They're engaging in criminal activity with the demon-possessed, corrupt police department, but this is the demon-possessed population. They are entirely in every way corrupt. Okay, lacking any legitimacy. License 4KDF 839. The City of Ontario engaged in heavy surveillance, just like you saw today, standing on top of the building, standing all around, looking at a sprinkler while they're group stalking under the fake sun, cutting down a tree, doing whatever it is that they're stalking. Okay, and that's what they're doing right now. 20585P2. Ontario municipalities, a demon, license 1580348. And this is the City of Ontario that's engaging in what is the municipality criminal surveillance. This is federal stalking conduct by a municipality, a corrupt one, and they're a bunch of demons. Demonic activity. Alrighty, it is currently 2:05 p.m. And that demon just drives down a dead-end street to engage in crossing a path, directed light while they drive by. It's activity creation, a demon that is stalking, pacing. 2:05. Alrighty, and what you're also looking at while I'm documenting the demon-possessed who are engaged in surveillance, just stepping out, getting some license plates. Under the fake sign, it is at the same back portion of the library after it's over this side of it this morning, after it's over the back of it this morning when Pageman Cafe is using a leaf blower, stalking with noise, a demon. This is the same back portion of the library as I'm standing at that same property. I'm at the back portion. All right, so this. I want to make sure I get that. This demon who I'm capturing, crossing path with a brunette. City of Ontario is the vehicle that she's driving with license 1390895. All they're doing is getting in a vehicle, parking it, and walking by. Activity creation while they do all of the above. Okay, including Mickey, who comes out to the book drop area. Mickey's monitors while my panties are down inside, and she's monitoring right now under the fake sun using a book drop under the fake sun. 8BIY 750. It's going swimmingly.
So the entity is engaging in keeping this light source over the back portion of the library. Remember, as I was at the back portion of the library. But again, this has nothing to do with passage of time. It's just plain maintenance of presence with a light source, glaring evidence, indisputable, irreducible, conclusive evidence of what is an entirely unnatural environment. And in this unnatural environment, unnatural conduct is underway. Obsessive stalking. Obsessive stalking. And the demon possessed engage in stalking. I want to be clear, this obsessive stalking is demonic. Okay, and it is also coexisting with what is their demonic behavior, i.e. directed light, i.e. stalking with noise, the demonic pacing, psychopaths. This is a demon-possessed population engaging in that together as one. This is Satan engaged in what is the real-time operation over a people, all together at the same time. It's not a demonic spirit that's jumping from one person to the next person. No. It's corporate. It's all at the same time. They're all acting together. It's demonic activity. 7KIC 334, that's terrorism. Directed light against 8DGS 948, impossible light. That demon is stalking me. That's prosecution. I want to be clear. First of all, federal prison, they're stalking with the police. It's also federal prison. You're posing an impermissible threat. You're monitoring ongoing documentation. That's also speaking to what is also grounds for what is somebody that's a threat to the public seeking to terrorize another. Stalking with direct light, engaging in that sort of terrorism designed to frighten someone, threaten their life while you're stalking them as the state. That's the grounds of what is placing them into mental institutions, stalking with direct light. It is currently 2:09 p.m. Let me show you the fake sun that's back at the front entrance over the top of my head at 2:09 in the afternoon. I'll just have you remember, first of all, this isn't the sun. I'm here before 8 o'clock in the morning. Not only that, how about the day where I stepped out at 1:17 p.m. and I was reminding you about my presence at the Fontana Lewis Library, where Stephanie Ortiz, who's going to federal prison, engaged in criminal summoning on April 29, 2022. 1:17 p.m. I was in Fontana. And the fake sun's over the roof of that building, remaining over there as I had left Ontario in the morning, okay? But like I said, 1:17 p.m. And then what did I do that day? I went to the museum where I got up today, and the fake sun is over me at before 7 o'clock. Well, it's a little bit after 7 o'clock in the morning. Directed light in the fake sun is there, okay? And at that same venue where that's ongoing documentation today, it's still relevant because on this particular day where I was at this location and I took the picture of the fake sun at 1:17 p.m., I took video. And then I left to the museum to capture at 1:45 p.m., reminding you of my presence at the Fontana Police Department, a bunch of demons engaging in this criminal system, which at no time is the sun remaining in Ontario lit at or any of these addresses where I'm showing you the entity is remaining at the Ovid Family Community Library. But on that day in particular, I was here at 1:17 p.m. I leave this address, I go to the museum, and I also leave and I go to the county building, keeping the county building at 1627 West Holt Boulevard, getting on Route 61 to do so. The entity moving the fakes in the entire, this is the pattern of conduct. And that's distinct from what the entity's doing while I remain inside of the Upland Public Library. It's over the roof of the Upland Public Library, okay? Where the entity is monitoring a group stalking with the demon-possessed Upland Police Department and minions such as Tracy Randolph, Cindy, okay, Carissa and Casey and Katie and Noah and Elaine, all those engaging in what are false allegations that are also defamatory, serving the ongoing criminal monitoring system of the Upland Police, who are fully engaging in that and also stalking in helicopters, just like the Ontario Police Department are, following me around the parking lot, moving their vehicle closer again, vehicle 1892. License plate. This is license 1541759. Okay, this is the vehicle that arrives while I'm standing at the entrance, monitoring. And this is license 21RO133. This is a third-party group stalker, stalking with the police. 7SSX325. And license plate. Let's see, City of Ontario. I'm glad you're amused. I'm glad you're amused. License plate, monitoring with children with the police. License plate, 8WBX080. And so while they're walking around outside, this is criminal monitoring conduct. These are demons that are pacing around. And the Ontario police are present in relevant position, using their vehicles to signify their presence. That's what they're doing, parking it and leaving it parked in the parking lot, following me as I walk to the front entrance where I'm showing you what is the fake sun over my head. And as I'm referencing, again, my documentation where I left this venue after 1:17 p.m. and I went to the museum and then I went to the county building. And then the entity is keeping the fake sun as I go then to the Upland Public Library. All right, there is no time where, and that's just one example because at no time is the sun remaining over the Ovid Family Community Library at all. That's unnatural. But you have what is the light source that's remaining over the
Upland Public Library for the duration of the day as I remain at that venue. And that's what I'm stating. It's an absolute disregard, and this is revealing what is, as a matter of fact, established what is group stalking, and it's satanic. 6YAE 4-7, a demon. 6SQV 576, a demon. And they're all monitoring with the police. Using with a child in the vehicle, I'll prosecute her for that. It's directly relevant to the threat that she poses to that child, both to my life and that child's life. While she wants to stalk and monitor me, that child is not her priority. This is a minion. It is currently 2:13 p.m. and Securitas, this is the African-American female stalking me inside, following me around, pacing around me with the rest of these minions who are doing so under the fake sun. So let me show you at the entrance where the fake sun is directly over my head. Alrighty, and I did capture that. It's 2:13 p.m. This is P.O.C. That is not sunlight that's on the staircase, by the way. I'm showing you what's relevant positioning, criminal surveillance, while the demons that are the Ontario police are literally following me around the building, following me around Ontario Town Square, following me around the parking lot, using their vehicles to engage in that. That's also demons that seek to threaten you. That's the translation of that. They're stalking, and they know that they're stalking in helicopters. That's literally what they're doing. That's the impermissible, ongoing threat by Satan, who is surrounded with evidence and is still engaging in what is stalking in plain sight, while it knows that you are documenting what is a conclusive and well-established pattern of conduct. It is 2:14 p.m. and this is the Ovid Family Community Library engaging in criminal surveillance with the Ontario Police Department. And this is P.O.C. This is documentation of what is federal stalking by an entity in the bathroom as well. They're engaged in that sexual violation as an entity engaged in obsessive stalking. 2:14 p.m. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, sitting at what is the basement level inside of the library, the entity engaging in what is this demonic? This is terrorism. It's audible activity. Okay, practically speaking, what is this entity doing? Creating audible activity and also expressing demonic hostility while it's monitoring everything and aware of everything I just captured outside. The entity is creating loud booming sound, boom, 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 inside of what's supposed to be a quiet library, where demons that are harassing you come up and ask, oh, would you mind keeping your voice down? While they are engaging in what is the maintenance of demonic noise levels inside of the library. While demons that are sitting around are stalking with noise. Okay, walking around, coming and sitting down and making all sorts of, just like that. This is what they do, shaking and vibrating the desks. This is ongoing monitoring inside in that environment where I'm showing you. This is the maintenance of noise, and this is satanic conduct inside of the Ovid Family Community Library. It is ongoing facilitating conduct where monitoring remains underway. I just want to document that because this is what I'm doing. This is what they're doing when I'm at the computer. All right, so when I'm speaking to you, know what I'm speaking about. I step outside, I'll show you the environment. That's what's relevant about the noise, stalking with noise conduct that demons engage in. All right, it's 2:20 p.m. P.O.C. All right, criminal summoning at Ovid Family Community Library. Ontario Police, this is surveillance that the Ontario Police are engaged in around the library. License 1591669, vehicle 1022. What's your name? This is the demon in vehicle 1022. What's your name? He wants to get out the car, but he doesn't want to give his name. What's your name? Caucasian male.
I'm not even going to have a discussion.
Holcomb, J. Holcomb. What's your badge number, Holcomb? While you're engaging in surveillance, what's your badge number? All right, that's an additional federal charge that the entity is going to absorb. And the people of the state that are engaging in, with surveillance with Holcomb, that includes the Ovid Family Community Library, 8HZN 452 is going to federal prison. And they're engaging in what is criminal monitoring. This is surveillance, this is intimidation and harassment by an entity engaged in federal stalking. 8MYC 285, the same. The Ontario International Airport is flying over the venue. This is indeed the P.O.C. License 7TZT 159. License crossing path, monitoring, group stalking, molesting, 8HYU 576, it's federal prison. 7UKP 536. That's again J. Holcomb. He's going to federal prison. A Caucasian male refusing to provide his badge number. License 8SWJ 997. Securitas in relevant position. This is the African American female monitoring with the Ontario Police. That's amplified audible activity while J. Holcomb is monitoring with the Ontario Airport using planes flying over in relevant position and directed light. 8UKD 997. That's what Holcomb is engaging in while he's refusing to provide his badge number, placing an American citizen under surveillance. The entity that's stalking by helicopter is monitoring with 5YVE 700 federal prison. License plate. These are demons pacing. 9AMT 320 federal prison with children in the vehicle. A sex offense, terrorism. 6PFF 366, that's federal prison. License plate 33187R2. These are demons who are pacing. License 8MRL319, 8YPU818, 6XWJ354, 8HQS521, C6PHR386, DHC88, sitting in their vehicle, engaged in surveillance. It's federal prison. I'm just reading everybody's license plate, engaging in the pattern of conduct as I walk out. License plate, directed light on the roof of the ceiling, inside of the parking garage, 8YXR078. Where you already see demonic light on the walls inside of the parking garage. This is where these demons are monitoring with the Ontario police, who are again engaging in that pattern of conduct. All right, federal prison. With children in the vehicle, license plate 8WZG680, 6VRX795, SUPM Heart M3. These are demons that are engaging and waiting until I exit to engage in this patrolling conduct. 9AXE609, monitoring communication device in operation. That's a Caucasian female in the passenger seat. 7SMJ689. 6WHB899, 8ZGV039, and Jay Holcomb is a violent sex offender. He's engaging in surveillance, a demon that is group stalking with all of these sex offenders engaged in surveillance in the parking garage while my panties are down in the bathroom. All right, license 60CW435. This is documentation of federal stalking as the entity in the bathroom, in the private space, which is what I'm subject to, and then I walk outside and they're engaging in this conduct surrounding with police lights. These are demons. License plate. This old bat, she's going to federal prison. 7UGU248, 8PTW189. License 3MTX230, SHO-SH01, 8ZGV039, 7DZN817, 8CED331. S617JO, and it's currently 9 p.m. on the dot. 7K84188. Engaging in terrorism, monitoring, federal stalking, a sex offense, the perpetual sex offense with children in the vehicle. This is impunity, 8RXE325. C, license plate, 6WPU220. License 6SSJ216, 4KLK097, 6ARJ815. I think I got that one already. Engaging in surveillance. The Ontario International Airport is sending planes right here over where directed light is present. That's why Jay Holcomb, he's going to federal prison. That's the Ontario Airport. All of those demons' license plates. 7UKP536 is the demon pacing. Directed light. License plate. Let's see. 8CED331. That's impossible audible activity of Union Pacific, who is again engaging in terrorism with the police department, the Ontario Police. It's audible activity and directed light. 8CED331. 8MVM969, that is speaking to the condition of every single last demon. 8ZGV039, like I stated. 6DRM254. 7NOK474. 6ZMR955. 4KLK097 is stalking with light while you hear amplified audible activity. Demons sounding traffic. They're monitoring together. And again, refusal to provide a badge number. These are the demons of the Ontario Police stalking day and night by helicopter, placing me under surveillance in my face, like I'm not going to document you, and you refuse to provide me your badge number while you are still obsessively stalking with these demons who are also engaging in that criminal act with them. He's going to federal prison. Every single last one of them that I just read their license plates, they're all going to federal prison. This is state surveillance by an entity. Removal of your license plate is longer time in federal prison. So let's see if he's got a front plate while he knows he's engaging in criminal conduct and he's being documented with children in the vehicle. It is currently 9:03 p.m. That's amplified audible activity while this demon is monitoring. Also engaging in criminal summoning is, for example, T-Mobile in relevant position, the Zolos Birreria restaurant, these venues in relevant position along of the B&G Plaza,
Okay, Andy's Burger, Shiro's Liquor, etc. These venues along Euclid Avenue and Hope Boulevard, the Arco gas station at 434 North Euclid Avenue, the Chevron across the street. License, oh, they have no license plate on their vehicle. That's so funny. While they're stalking with the police. This is the entity that's going to absorb that charge. This is the people of the state. 6SS J216, refusal to provide their identification when they're engaging in this criminal monitoring. The entity is engaging in what is conduct with the police and in no way avoiding what is documentation and being prosecuted. All right, that's a psychopath that engages in such conduct, though. License 7K84188, federal prison. All right, it's currently 9:04 p.m. They politely removed their license plate off the back of the car and drove right out of the parking garage. It's pathetic. RJ815 is crossing path. They're sitting in their vehicles engaging in surveillance. They filled the parking garage. You're talking about a whole bunch of demons that were ready for me to come out. And then as they walk out of the parking garage, as they drive out, this is demonic pacing, one demon after another, after another, after another. Even had I not walked into the parking garage, it's an ongoing method. It's a method of crossing a path, and this is what they're doing as I then walk out, and the entire entity is engaged in the group stalking system with the police who are present to communicate a threat while they surround the library with their vehicle lights. Alrighty, and this is where the entity kept a fake sun all day long, as I documented early in the morning, stepping out in the afternoon, where that light source remained directly over my head. And the police were engaged in the same stalking conduct. And they're always stalking by helicopter, as I continuously document, which is direct evidence as to every third party who I just documented who's going to federal prison, and Jay Holcomb specifically. This is evidence against the Ontario Police Department, who shall cease to exist altogether. They're going to be disbanded. It is currently, by the way, 9:05 p.m. This is the criminal conduct that the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library has been engaged in facilitating all day long. Nothing but criminal surveillance. The people of the state at a facilitating venue are engaging in nothing other than what are the elements of monitoring, surveillance on behalf of the demons that are the Ontario police, who are present creating light activity. It is 9:05 p.m. and this is Ontario Town Square. This is the 280 North Lemon Apartments, the Ontario Senior Housing Charter. The entity engaging in what is light activity creation, monitoring with the people of the state at this venue as I walk out. So this is where the Wells Fargo's, look, all the venues that I documented today, they're engaged in criminal summoning while the entity is surrounding with the demons of the Ontario Police Department. License plate 1589378, stating the traffic division, lining around the Ontario Town Square, where the people of the state are engaged in federal stalking. That's exactly what the farmers market is on Sunday. It is federal stalking. Alrighty, capturing directed light. You'll see the multiple shadows of these demons, Fernandez and Holcomb, engaging in what is criminal monitoring, and you're looking at what is the ongoing evidence of their demonic activity and what is nothing other than criminal summoning. And it is, again, criminal summoning is nothing other than a tactic of what is surveillance. Surveillance, which is the use of light activity, the creation of light activity, the significance of using your vehicle lights, and what is the directed light that you see in the video. This is criminal monitoring. Who engages in criminal monitoring, group stalking? The demon-possessed do. That's what the Ontario Police Department are. That's what they're doing. As I capture yet again, this is where the Ontario International Airport is concentrating plane activity right over me, where you see that light activity. It's audible activity where Holcomb and Fernandez are on video crossing path with multiple shadows going in opposite directions, entirely demonic. That's a sex offense that they're going to be prosecuted. The people of the state of California shall be prosecuted for, while they keep me under surveillance with knowledge of the fact that I'm documenting it. That's also why they're going to sit in federal prison. All right, 1500614, that's GOCVB. That's the City of Ontario Convention Center vehicle. The City of Ontario is engaged in heavy-duty surveillance. 58000F2, this is the group stalker at the trunk of his truck right here, group stalking in directed light. License 8MLM035, 6UYS790, 8PBA118. These are all demons stalking with the police department. And at the Ontario Town Square, where they were playing music today under the fake sun, monitoring with the police department, who at the same time, not coincidentally, drove by, crossing path. 7LJY828, going to federal prison. Ready? It is currently 9:10 p.m. License 5NZJ700. You got a demon stalking at the... Oh my goodness, these people are pathetic. License 6DWC601. This is the demon at the dumpster truck stalking with a method of light activity. 8TXE442. License G163HO 7UIU873. And this is another City of Ontario Convention Center vehicle, 8V70212. They're monitoring. The Convention Center, the City of Ontario, another aspect of that venue, is engaged in criminal monitoring with the police department. The entirely illegitimate and corrupt police department that's stalking by helicopter and are right now using police vehicles, resources of what is a corrupt police department to engage in surveillance and terrorism and harassment. It's in direct light, okay? 9:11 p.m. Hi, what's your name? Garcia? Do you have a first initial, Garcia? D? D as in dog? Okay, D Garcia. Do you have a badge number?
20219.
Thank you. 20219. Are you sure? Did you just make that up off the top of your dome?
You don't believe me?
You are in direct light. Satan's a liar. You don't have anything bearing a badge number on your chest. There's no way for me to verify that because your partner over there who's engaged in surveillance with you willfully and unlawfully refused to provide that information, which is also public, and I'm entitled to it upon request. I did ask him. I captured it on video. You're engaged in surveillance, so that's your correct badge number, right?
Sure.
Okay, that's license plate 1510639, vehicle 1872. And this is, again, the same police department stalking day and night with helicopter. They have zero legitimacy. This is a direct intent to threaten while you are bearing weapons, stalking, monitoring as well with the people of the state, the demons who you hear laughing in the background. Are you guys with the convention center as well?
No.
Oh, with City of... Oh, no, you can't help them in federal court either. I'm sorry, what?
We're just from the recreation department.
Okay, thank you. That's what I want to know. All right, they're from the recreation department. It's 9:12 p.m. They're in directed light. You crossing paths, Satan, with two shadows. That's what he's doing. He doesn't have that Ontario Police Department badge, just so you know, and you two in directed light. Very unfortunate. Okay, and he is no help whatsoever. You're being near him in this environment is your prosecution. That's what you need to understand. That's what you need to understand. I can stand here all I want. You actually are the one that doesn't have a right to be here. Did you know that?
Okay.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll see you soon though.
Okay.
Oh, well, actually, you'll be following me in a helicopter, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. All righty. Bye, Satan. It is currently 9:13 p.m. You're going to federal prison. Hold on, let me get this. Alrighty, Metro 102 is engaged in criminal summoning. 6JDW421. License, and I captured images of what is directed light. You're going to look at what is the shadow that's right there under Garcia, and then you're going to look at what is the elongated shadow reaching across the sidewalk. You're going to look at what are my multiple shadows that are appearing against the wall, two of them side by side, and I also have what is an additional shadow reaching in an opposite direction. This is directed light. And these are demons who are creating light activity, methods of flashing light. That's what demons do, stalk with light in the environment, in the specific environment. And these are demons that are, again, part of what are the corrupt law enforcement agencies engaging in this criminal monitoring system. And they're doing so while the ongoing documentation of the fact that they're also stalking me with helicopters is that ongoing coexisting body of evidence, 7JXR318. And this is a hostile demon who is going to federal prison engaging in what is harassment and is a violent sex offender while I'm capturing evidence of what is that molestation of my body while Satan itself, wearing an Ontario Police Department uniform, is stalking in plain sight. 8YZH189, 8MDK636. That's audible activity. Metro 102, the entire apartment complex is again engaged in criminal conduct with the Ontario Police Department. 7JTM459, molesting. License 8MDK636, molesting. 7TDH682, 5NOZ723. 8ZCE503. License plate 8JDR478, molesting. That's federal prison. They're all group stalking with the Ontario Police Department. Just like this morning, the Ontario Police crossing path under the fake sun. License 8PUR716, which is parked at this same apartment complex, is again documented engaging in that pattern of conduct in relevant position. 8XQK855. License plate 5YLS066.
It is 9:16 p.m. Ontario Town Square Townhomes. Group stalking with the Ontario Police Department. License plate 6BVC777. CFX 516, 8UUH231, 7KMT 006, 12135U2, 7NLB 309, 7YJA 175. Federal Prison, license plate 6NNJ 207. Stalking with light activity, doing the exact same thing that the demons of the Ontario Police Department are doing. A demon that is engaging in repeating the same conduct is using hazard lights. 8XMU 377, that's Federal Prison. All right, license plate. Let's get both of them. 7KQL 792, and this is grounds of Federal Prison as well, 7MBG 597. License 7SNA 076. 6CVZ 283. 7UTV 767. This is again facilitating venue Metro 102 and facilitating venue Ontario Town Square Townhomes. The people of the state that live here are engaging in nothing other than presence around here, criminal monitoring, group stalking with the police as well. This is the very easy means of, again, the entire community subject to that prosecution. And as I'm also documenting those who are subject to federal prison, 7SYR 006, 8LJG 069, 76747A1, 8KNW 023. It's 5LFY 579, 7TPA 418, 2OP 9020, 6MTX 425, 8MBU 106. It's currently 9:18 p.m. Andy's Burgers is group stalking with the Ontario Police who are creating light activity around the perimeter. And they're at the B&G Plaza as well. License 8NNP. I can't really see that one. You can scratch that one. They're engaged in surveillance at the S.I.I.S liquor. Okay, you're talking about the owners who have already documented the fake sun is over their venue all day long. They've been engaged in conduct fitting of what is not only deportation but federal prison. And they're around the S.I.I.S liquor engaging what is surveillance, using their police lights at the S.I.I.S liquor as well, surrounding the location where I'm walking toward, stalking. Who's engaged? She's going to federal prison as well. This is very easily documented. This is the entity just surrounding from place to place. And while you're stalking with the police, CVDJ, GEE, P.O.C, HEYCUB, lining around in the drive-thru of Andy's Burgers while the police are following me from place to place. Federal prison, 8VWS 185, 31560C1. That's audible activity. License 8 U.S.C 723 is monitoring with that demon who's intentionally creating amplified audible activity and directed light with the police who are stalking at S.I.I.S liquor with their police vehicle lights. License 8BJY 534. That's why Garcia and Holcomb and Fernandez, they're going to sit in federal prison for they're not getting out. 7MGK 369. They're going to federal prison with the police. They're stalking and monitoring together, harassing and following together. 6CML 711. Airport mobile towing. 05426Y1 with the Ontario Police Department and using a commercial means to do so. ZCY, I can't really see that one. You should write that one. Let's see. 5UGF 292. Monitoring with the Ontario Police Department, crossing path, group stalking with them. That's federal prison. The B&G Plaza, the personnel in Suite A, they're monitoring group stalking with the Ontario Police who are using their lights, stalking in the path with light at S.I.I.S liquor, 9BFU 466. That's they're going to federal prison. BAJ, MA1, 8MKP 590, 6XHX 156, BV12W35, 8ZMN 127. License 8TTG 211, 7ZDZ 684. And you've got the Ontario Police crossing path. I want you to see these demons with multiple shadows on both sides. These are the demons of the Ontario Police Department who are stalking. You can see the light activity. This is entirely abnormal. And this is the demonic environment that they're stalking with the people in. This is engineered light. This is light activity. This is the demon stalking with light. And this is criminal surveillance. And Jay Holcomb refusing to provide his name. These are the minions that are engaging in criminal activity, stalking with helicopters. What's your name? That's L. Fernandez. I want to make sure we get that. This is a stalker that's looking the opposite way. It's also a demon. That's why they have shadows going in this direction and that direction. They're demons that are stalking by helicopter. This is light activity. This is criminal surveillance. All right, Fernandez, right? Fernandez, are you deaf? Yeah, he's a stalker. That's Jay Fernandez. He's going to federal prison. Okay, and that's Holcomb. Do you want to provide your name, your badge number yet? Satan, you want to provide your badge number? Okay, it's okay. I don't need it. You're going to federal prison. This is engineered light. My shadow here, my shadow here, my shadow here. This is impossible light. This is demonic activity. This is terrorism by the Ontario police who stalk day and night, also by helicopter. All right, these are the cowards engaging in criminal surveillance. That's what criminal summoning is about. It's surveillance. And they're doing it with the demon-possessed people of the state. Every license plate I just read, they're going to federal prison, every single last one of them, okay? This is P.O.C. at the Ovid Family Community Library, Ontario Town Square, and this is where the Ontario International Airport is flying over by planes, where they are stalking with the Ontario Police Department. It's Jay Holcomb, right? Jay Holcomb? You always engage in stalking someone and then try to ignore them while you're stalking them? Is that what you do, Satan? Huh? You don't want to talk about all the footage I have of your helicopters following me as well? I know, there's nothing you can address about that either. This is P.O.C. This is one shadow. This is two shadows. This is three shadows. I want you to see that. That's a demon, okay? He's going to federal prison. I don't need your name. You're going straight to federal prison. This is P.O.C. This is the people of the state. These are demons crossing path. 1510634. Maintaining presence at S.I.I.S Liquor with their lights on, and as I walk through, then they're crossing path. Their point is complete, making their presence known, which is a terrorizing threat. Have fun. He's going to federal prison. You see how he's focused on me? That's African American male. I documented that stalker before. 1547476, 1895. That's also audible activity while he's feigning being scared as I'm documenting him. They're engaging with a stalking at the S.I.I.S Liquor. They are using their vehicle lights. They were all lit up like Christmas trees right over here. And then as I walk over here, they are patrolling out of the parking lot. Those are demons that are crossing path. And they're doing so with the S.I.I.S Liquor personnel. They're going to federal prison, okay? License 7HCM281 and license CC25G62. Paper plate. Those are the minions that are right inside. This is directed light moving across the front of the store. That's not coming from headlights. These are demons who are pacing as well. With the Ontario police, that's why I document license plates, because they're going to federal prison. They're monitoring together. That's impossible light that's appearing on the walls of the S.I.I.S Liquor. This is what the entity does as I sleep inside of that vehicle on Fern and G Street. Light activity and the shadows of objects are moving across the building, which is not light activity that's naturally occurring. Those are the demons of the Ontario Police Department engaging in that with the people. Vehicle 1871. It is currently 9:22 p.m. This is criminal summoning at S.I.I.S Liquor. All right, that's grounds of federal prison. This one engaging in harassment. He's out of this country. He's not even a natural-born citizen. While he's engaging in monitoring an American citizen and doing so with the police. License plate. I can't really see that one. It's currently 9:22 p.m. That's the police following me from the Ovid Family Community Library, just engaging what is harassment while they're stalking here, and then they're always stalking by helicopter. That's P.O.C. Alrighty, capturing Ontario police crossing path via using their vehicles, maintaining presence at S.I.I.S Liquor in front of the store as I walk to this venue, which is the entity following me from place to place using a bunch of demons and police vehicles, and then crossing path as they then drive away, which is literally the demonic activity underway is ongoing patrolling. All right, so they are crossing path, but they're then exiting the parking lot. And I'm also showing you explaining what is ongoing directed light while impossible light activity appears on the building of S.I.I.S Liquor while a demon is crossing path driving on Hope Boulevard. This is the pattern that I've already shown as I explained in that video while, for example, I'm in a car. And demons are driving on G Street, but yet you have what is ongoing cycling directed light on the walls of 325 West G Street, which is a facilitating venue. It's a method of light activity. And during the day, as I showed you what is the literally a patch of directed light that's also on that same venue at 325 West G Street where I'm showing a molestation, the demonic light activity. This is the ongoing pattern of conduct where demons are stalking in the path with light. This is underway at what is S.I.I.S Liquor. It's currently 9:24 p.m. It's criminal summoning. It's gone to federal prison and deportation, which is relevant here. P.O.C. See, Omnitrans Route 61 headed westbound on Hope Boulevard at 9:29 p.m., loitering at the Metro 102 apartments, the intersection of Lemon and Holt. They're engaged in criminal summoning with the Ontario Police Department, who are in relevant position, stalking in the path with light activity. This is massive facilitation. The following third parties are doing the same. 54385P2, Federal Prison, 7XXJ 856, 8AFY 785, 9ALN 113. See, license plate 8YRZ 845, 8MLM 035, 7UGK. I can't see that sign. License 6ZMR 916. That's criminal summoning that they're engaging in. The entity is stalking and monitoring, engaging in terrorism. The police following you around is terrorism. They're monitoring you, placing you under surveillance. While they are also aware of the fact that you are documenting it, they're monitoring my documentation. They engage in the ongoing habit of stalking me, following me around throughout the city, day and night with helicopters, and they're stalking with the people of the state who are monitoring with them. They are going to federal prison. Okay, so I'm documenting third parties who are subject to that, as well as I'm just reading license plates while they are engaging what is vicarious presence on behalf of the Ontario Police, who also went out of their way to what is engaged in being present at the venue where I'm walking toward that direction, which is the Shiro's Liquor, and then engaging in what is driving off, which is crossing of path conduct. Demons that are pacing one after another after another. The people of the state remain in relevant position, monitoring on an ongoing basis. Current time is 9:30 p.m. Andy's Burgers engaged in criminal summoning, and every license plate that I read in the drive-thru of Andy's Burgers engaged in criminal summoning. It is 9:30 p.m. This is P.O.C. License 9BCE 891. HJS 145, stalking at a red light. 7JVW 375, doing the same, stalking at a red light. 8W1Z416 paper, I believe. 8W17A16 paper. That's paper. 8WMV431, 7LW4. Oh, that's SSJOSE. SS Jose is going to federal prison. License 5YGX107. License 6FSN902. 8UPH293, I believe. 8ZZG502. 7THW908. I can't really see that license plate. Alrighty, it's 9:32 p.m. and those demons are creating light activity crossing path while I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shadows. Where the Ontario Police are stalking in the path, let me be clear, working at Andy's Burgers, when you are surrounded by what is a light activity facilitating state surveillance and terrorism by a police department who are stalking you day and night using all of the resources, including helicopters, and a pack of demons who are sitting in uniforms, in those uniforms stalking you, you don't have any protection sitting inside of Andy's Burgers. In fact, it is the identification of what is a facilitating venue that will be specifically identified and a means of what is a location where you will be prosecuted for federal stalking with the police, which is grounds of federal prison. 8ZKS931. And that's why you are witnessing the environment while the demon-possessed forethought, thought beforehand, all right, woefully unprepared for what is a prosecution of a demonic system, where you are paying attention to the environment, and the demon-possessed are relying upon I'm in the side of the burger place, I'm flipping, I work there, and I don't know Erica Spencer, it's absolutely legally irrelevant. LESTRA1. That's not what the group stalking system is built on. License 62804C3, and you're witnessing malice in operation. And that's the Ontario airport that's flying over Guadalupano Grupo and not over the Ontario Town Square like they were where Holcomb refused to provide his badge number while he is sexually molesting me with directed light while placing me under surveillance and having the audacity to then refuse to provide his badge number. While he knows I'm documenting that same police department that he's using as a means of demonic conduct, stalking me day and night with helicopter. That's the Ontario International Airport that's following me around from place to place while I have 6 shadows. 8VRR916, that's Union Pacific sounding audible activity while I have 6 shadows, stalking commercially. License 5PPG693, monitoring while you're hearing the planes and the train. 6RJS794, federal prison, because they're monitoring with the police while they're surrounding me with this environment and acting commercially. License 7LUX714, 49235H3. Every single last one's going to federal prison. 6PUG111, 6WYX102, 62804C3, at Grupo Guadalupano. Amplified audible train activity. While I'm inside of the parking garage at the Ovid Family Community Library, the train was at the exact same volume. It's demonic. Has nothing to do with the actual placement of a train on the tracks. All right, Union Pacific's engaged in what is state terrorism and surveillance with the police department. It's directly relevant with regard to the way, with regard to how you are prosecuting commercial stalking, commercial surveillance. In other words, that's exactly what the people of the state are doing, using the guise of company names such as Union Pacific, while the elements of monitoring, while demonic activity is underway. Another way in which you are paying attention to the environment, while you are in what is an environment where you have 6 shadows and the sound of a train, which is also amplified in audible activity when you're also mindful of the environment around you, that equals a federal prosecution. Okay, and you are also speaking to what shall be federal prison. You're not hiding behind any company name, and companies shall be held responsible. Behind a company name engaging in state surveillance, threatening the life of an American citizen using your company logo, there will be actual people going to federal prison behind that same company name. All right, engaging in state surveillance, stalking, and terrorism with the police, any police department, you will be subject to what is that same level of justice. All right, and that is all underway while I have what is 6 shadows. The entity following from place to place directly and vicariously. It is currently 9:35 p.m. Stalking with the Ontario Police. Demon after demon driving on a transit. License plate 4MNZ477. That's called impunity. They belong in federal prison. That's where they're going to go. Driving down the streets where I've talked about 6 shadows, they're stalking in plain sight. Not deterred by the fact that you document them. That's why they're going to federal prison. License 4WMP727, I believe. 4MWP727. That's called criminal surveillance, loitering in relevant position, stalking in the path. While I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shadows around me, that's that license plate, and that's the Ontario Police stalking vicariously. With the Ontario Police, again, stalking vicariously with the means of, for example, the sound of a train, stalking vicariously. Demons stalk with sound, they stalk with light, and they stalk physically in the path, the actual active group stalking. Being in alignment, crossing path, and or patrolling. This is pacing in the aggregate by a bunch of demons who are surrounding you and following you together in that demented environment. And that third party is engaging in what is loitering in relevant position in the parking lot of the San Bernardino County building at 150 East Hall Boulevard. In that directed light conduct, this is P.O.C. and that's grounds of federal prison. That's exactly where they're gonna go. So I'm documenting it. It's 9:37 p.m. There's the Ontario Police that Fernandez and Garcia and Holcomb were stalking with, just as I stated. This is the same exact Ontario Police Department that's engaging in nothing other than criminal surveillance. That was relevant positioning and light activity while I was being molested with what is directed light. By the way, normal light activity does not ever create what are perpendicular shadows, shadows going in opposite directions, shadows that are different in size. This is a demon that's stalking me in engineered light, just like those 3 officers who are going to federal prison. All right? And let me be clear, just as I told them to their face, while I'm speaking the truth that they're stalkers, with the people of the state who I also documented, they're going to federal prison. I read their license plates, they're on my podcast, and they're going to federal prison. The entity is engaging in, while I'm counting the times that the Ontario Police is stalking by helicopter, it's adding on to the time in federal prison for Holcomb, Garcia, and Fernandez, okay? But those aren't the only 3, but I'm just giving you an example. This is impunity by an entity that is stalking, and that is a threat to an American citizen while you're surrounding me with your vehicle lights, while your demons monitoring, engaging in surveillance. This is impossible light activity. This is engineered light. That's the Ontario Police following me as I exit the library to the venue of the museum, stalking at the Shiro's Liquor, okay? And then following by helicopter, which they're doing the entire time. It is currently 10:25 p.m. That's just additional time for what is a federal prison, which the Ontario Police Department shall not avoid. All right, this is P.O.C.